like he was, James Dean napping in the car in front of the estate in the movie Giant. You have any idea what I'm talking about? That famous picture there, Drew? Was that the movie Giant?
Yeah.
Okay. When you come in here and meet the guy in real life, he's as unassuming and as goofy a guy as you're ever going to want to meet.
Smart. I thought he was very smart.
How come everyone's smarter than me, Drew?
I didn't see him smarter than you.
Oh, there's not? Are you saying I'm smarter than Dwight Yoakam?
I imagine anybody who sat down with you for 2 hours would say the same thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you show a lot more of your cards.
Oh, yeah. Chicks can't stand when you show the cards. Oh,
Yeah, we like a
Smacks
little
of desperation
mystery.
when you do that.
I know. You women are so easy to fool. It's really ridiculous.
Hey, you gotta
You're
play
so
the
easy.
game.
Yeah, I should go out and drop $80 on a pair of leather pants and $20 on a cowboy hat and be getting laid left and right.
Stop talking.
And stop talking and start
Which will
brooding.
never happen.
No, baby.
So, there you go.
Baby, you know I can brood. Come on. And I never talk to you off
What,
the air, do
5
I?
minutes?
Do we ever talk off the air?
No, but
All
that's
right,
not
then.
brooding or, that's not mysterious. That's just boring.
Oh, you women are so easy to fool. So the point is I was talking to Dwight, and we're talking about it on the air, about how everyone has a number. And it is basically your looks and your personality and a few other attributes that are combined to form an overall number. Now, there's some folks that have incredible looks and not much of a personality, and that's obviously going to hurt their score a little bit. And there's some that have a ton of personality, not much looks, and their score is better. And it varies from gender to gender. For instance, you could have a medium-looking guy who had a brilliant wit, sense of humor, and personality, and his number could go way up, at least in the eyes of the women. He could date beautiful women, in other words, being an unattractive male with this incredible personality. So here's the breakdown. Now, you ladies, Ann, Lisa, and Sherry, tell me what you think about this. And it may come across as a little bit sexist at first, but please just hear me out. The male category is basically 4 categories. It goes looks, personality, position, which, like I said, are you a doctor? Are you do you have a really cool and attractive job? You know what I mean? Are you a professional, tennis player or something like that? Or do you, all right, are you in a band? That's a good position one. Like Dwight Yoakam, when he was driving a truck, he was a 5.5, a 6. But when he gets up there on that stage, he's an 11. That's his position. He's a rock and roller.
It depends what band.
It depends what band. Okay. Position and sense of humor, which there's some argument that that's part of personality. But again, this is your number as it pertains to the opposite sex. And women are constantly talking about a guy with a sense of humor. So I'm going to count that as a 4th category. Do you agree?
Yeah.
All right, so
Fine.
looks, personality, sense of humor, and position in life, which usually means you got some money, too. If you're a doctor, if you're a lawyer, if you head up a big company, if you're a professional golfer, tennis player, or rock musician. I sound old when I say professional rock musician, don't I? All right, now, here's the women's categories. Now, hang on there, ladies. Drew, block the door there. Body, face, personality, and general ease to get along with. Now, this is what I'm saying. This is what guys look at. You see, don't put a puss on, Sherry, because I'm saying guys look at women this way. They look at a woman's face, they look at a woman's body, they look at a woman's personality, and then they look at how easy is it to hang out with her. Is she a pain in the ass? Is she high maintenance? Can we just hang out and watch TV on a Friday night?
Yeah, but if a girl is a pain in the ass to hang out with, all of a sudden that pretty face isn't so pretty anymore.
That's why the number goes lower. That's right. Again, I'm not saying that these things are right. I'm just saying these are what the other sexes look at. And I would say, like, a woman looks at a guy's looks overall, but a guy will break it up into body and face. Guys will do that all the time. Great face, horrible body, or vice versa. Women, for the most part, say either the guy's cute or he's not, because they're a little more mature that way. And the whole upkeep thing isn't really an issue for women, but for men it is. It's you got to, you're like, all right, I don't want to mention Drew and his family, but the point is some women, they're beautiful, they're smart, they're fun, and all that kind of stuff, but it's a real tall order to hang out with them for any real length of time. It's a pain in the ass. You can always tell. Here's the litmus test, by the way, to see if a woman is a pain in the ass. Go out and eat with her. If she's making up something that is not on the menu, pain in the ass. You ever do that? I mean, you'll go to a place like Barney's Beanery with a woman where the menu is like the Sunday Times. It's 422 pages with 7,000 items on there, and you'll be sitting with a girl and she'll go, I like the chili relleno, but I don't like the onion. But I do like avocado. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to take some of the pimento off of the hero sub and mix that in with the... There's 7,000 items on here. The reason you make a menu is so people who are cooking have an idea of what they're making. This is not build your own meal. And there's not always that. There's this one, too. Here's the other pain in the ass. I'll take the salad. What kind of dressing do you have? We got blue cheese, we got Italian, and we got Thousand Island. No Dijonnaise, blue cheese, Italian, and Thousand Island. You don't have like an olive oil? What do we got, special stash in the back in case the ambassador swings by? Whatever they give you is what they have, and you can always tell a pain-in-the-ass woman by what she tries to do, and it's all just a big game. They just want to manipulate the waiter. That's it. See who wins, me or the waiter. And you go out, and it's humiliating because they spent 45 minutes, and meanwhile the guy's blowing snot in your food, too, because you're the one who took this pain in the ass to his restaurant. I like a woman that basically just points at something at the menu, and the guy says, you want the au gratin potatoes or the fries with that? And she says, surprise me. That is a woman I want to hang with. All right. Now, we'll reserve comment for your wife, Drew. She does a lot of talking to the waitresses. Oh, please. This is how you know, fellas. Mike, can I get a witness here? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, and you're making hand signals behind your back. I'm sorry. There's a big tip in it for you, pal. I'm sorry you have to endure this humiliation.
There's even a bigger sign. When you go to Barney's Beanery and she says, why this dump?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's bad, too. Eating in general is usually where you can sort it out. I want a woman who can who orders a beer and doesn't want the glass with it. I want someone who can just go right off the menu. All right. Darcy.
Oh, hi.
Hey, you're 15.
Yes, I just want to say I love your guys' show, and Adam Carolla, I'm in love with you. You're like the funniest guy.
All right, what number would you give me?
On what?
I don't know.
I give you a 10 on everything. So
no, see, that's not fair, because then now Dwight Yoakam's got to be a 17. Then it only goes to 10. What's going on, Darcy?
All right, well, I'm a virgin, and my boyfriend, he wants to have sex, but he doesn't want to use a condom. And I don't want to get pregnant, but he told me since I'm a virgin, I can't get pregnant on the first time.
You can.
I can?
Absolutely.
So he's lying to me?
He is intentionally lying or just doesn't understand.
Well, it's one or the other. Either he's incredibly stupid or he's a liar. Either way, those are grounds for dismissal.
How old is he?
He's 17.
And he wants to have sex with you?
Yeah.
Do you want to have sex with him?
Yeah.
You do? No, wait a minute. Do you really?
Well...
Why would you? Why do you want to have sex with him?
Well...
Why?
Well, I like him a lot.
Okay.
And
Does that mean you have to have sex with him?
what?
Does that mean you have to have sex with him?
I guess not, but I don't know. I guess... I really want to.
Why?
Because...
Drew, she's 15. She's talking about she's a virgin.
Look,
Can you expect her to articulate herself? I know what you're trying to get out of her, Drew. Well, get it out.
Well, if you can't even know what you're up to or whether or not what meaning this is going to have to you while you're doing it is not something you're ready to do.
Well, hold on, Darcy. Where's the educational system failed you that you're 15 and don't think you can get pregnant as a virgin?
I don't know.
Don't you listen to this show?
Oh, yeah, once in a while.
So it's a hymen, not a diaphragm. True. What about if the hymen is never pierced?
Then it's pretty difficult.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, but there's still holes in it.
The guy may have a point.
No,
there's still holes in the hymen?
Yeah.
There is?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Can't be.
Drew doesn't know.
No, there. Yeah.
No, I can always tell when Drew doesn't know. You don't know.
But I don't
Drew?
know if it ever doesn't have holes.
If it. So you could get pregnant even if your hymen was intact and never pierced.
Partially intact, yeah.
And then when the kid started to come out, it would be stretching like when Woody Woodpecker tried to poke his face through like a bass drum, and then spring right back into the birth canal. Right, Drew?
That's how.
Okay.
Right.
Darcy.
Yeah.
I don't trust this guy.
I'm starting to doubt him myself, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sounds a little manipulative.
How long?
We've
doesn't
been
he?
going out for about a month.
No.
Take your time.
We don't give this our blessing, Darcy.
So what are the chances of me getting pregnant if he doesn't use a condom?
Good.
Real good.
Really?
Judging from this guy doesn't have a job.
Yeah, he has a job.
Where's he work?
Works at Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. Yeah, real good. He got about 115% chance of getting pregnant. All right.
All right.
So there's a big difference between 15 and 17.
Yes. Look, there's still brain development that goes on that allows somebody to develop the point that they can manage.
And at 17, there's brain regression
that's when it
going on.
starts. That's when it starts.
When the atrophy starts setting in. I think for me it was about 16 and a half, but it's been shrinking
must have
ever
to do
since.
something with the E pool, or what do you call it?
The Big E?
The Big E.
Thank you, Drew. Bo.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, 28.
Yes, I am. I dated a girl for a year and a half, and I basically got into the relationship to rescue her. And
From what?
she was just really depressed when I met her. She was living at home with her mom, and her ex-boyfriend was living with them, which I thought was odd. And it turns out that she'd had it when I met her. It was like an anniversary for an abortion that she'd had, and she was really down. And so we started seeing each other, and I got into it, and it turns out that she had had 3 abortions, well, 2 at that time, and she ended up having a 3rd with me, and she denies that this caused any kind of psychological trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And
yet you kindled the relationship in the setting of her feeling depressed around an anniversary of one of those abortions.
Bad timing.
Yeah, but I mean, can she deny that?
What's that?
Can she deny that she was depressed about the anniversary of that?
Oh, no, she definitely admitted that.
All right, so what's the argument about it?
Well, it's not an argument. We broke up just in the last month, and it's just, I don't know, I don't understand why she won't get help.
She doesn't want it.
How old is she?
She's 21.
Does she do drugs?
She smoked a little marijuana when I met her, but she stopped doing that because I don't really do that anymore.
What's going on in the background there, Bo? No, what is that voice I hear in the background?
It's the
Your voice?
the Armed Services Radio.
The TV?
No, I don't have, my TV's in the shop.
All right. I wasn't listening to the question because I was adding up Drew's numbers.
Oh.
But Drew, did you give him a satisfactory answer?
No, we're not done.
Well, hurry.
I mean, it's pretty
I'm coming up with your total
it's
here.
a pretty complicated situation. I mean, you got to ask why you were in this mode of rescuing in the first place. Why is it so important to you to have somebody that's broken to fix? And if indeed you were not abusive to her, which sounds like the kind of thing she's used to, you were probably really available, and she probably hated you more for making her start to have those old feelings that are so painful to her, and so she sabotages and rejects the relationships, can't tolerate it. You see? You don't see. Bo?
Huh?
Okay. I'm done with Bo. Bo, you're 28, for Christ's sake. All right, Drew, you got a 29.5 is what I gave you. Ladies, listen up and tell me if you agree. Drew, tell me if you think I've been unfair in any way.
It sounds like you're probably overinflated.
No, looks, I gave Drew an 8.5. Drew's a very good-looking man.
Drew's very good-looking.
Yeah, I gave him 8.5. I mean, 9 would have been almost male model.
What is 10? Who's a 10?
Well, everyone has your own. Engineer Mike was raising his hand, or either that or he's just airing out a pit. I can't.
I mean, would you consider like a bodybuilder a 10?
No, I would consider whoever you wanted the most, whoever turned you on the most, is a 10. I mean, you ladies. You know what I'm saying?
I thought you were talking about society, so not just, personal taste.
Well-
but like society
Well,
feels is-
yeah, society. I mean, pick a guy like George Clooney or something, and let's say he's a 10 or something like that. If George Clooney's a 10, I give Drew an 8.5.
Or like Brad Pitt being
Okay,
10.
Brad Pitt is 10. I'm giving Drew an 8.5. It's pretty high up for a guy who's not, a movie star.
What do you consider yourself?
Well, I haven't gotten to me yet. Hold on.
Oh, I can't wait.
Personality, I gave him a 7.
Ooh, you're ranking me way up there on both those.
Yeah, that's pretty respectable.
Tremendous.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a good personality. I probably could have given him an 8.
No.
I really could have.
Oh, you split out sense of humor as a separate.
Oh, yeah. Now here's where it hurts.
All
All right, I'm going to upgrade your personality to an 8. Would you ladies agree?
Definitely.
Okay.
Even higher.
No.
Yeah, I mean, because we're separating
he's
it
got
from a sense of
wonderful-
humor.
Everybody
all
loves
right.
Drew.
Everyone loves Drew. That's just they're feeding into his fiendish plan, though. Sense of humor, I gave him a 4, and the reason you got a 4 is just because you like Woody Allen. I mean, that's good.
Right.
You'd got a
Yeah, at least I-
1.5.
At least I can appreciate humor.
I was saying that to someone on the phone today, that there is the personality that doesn't have much of a sense of humor, and then there are ones that don't appreciate others'
Right.
sense of humor, which is a
I
real
appreciate
niche.
your sense of humor, Adam. I do.
Sort of. I'll give you a 4 on that. And position in life, I'm giving him a 10. He's a doctor, for crying out loud. And, radio and the TV and the whole
Yeah,
9
what's
yards.
going on?
Yeah, he is a 10. And then I thought, well, maybe I should give him a 9 because, there's Mel Gibson or something. And then I realized, no, but your position, Drew, your position is as high as it gets. I mean,
What?
well, look at you. You're a doctor. You have a TV show. You have a radio show. I mean, you lecture. You're head of this and head of that and on that board. I'm giving you a 10. All right, I'm giving you a 9.
All right.
Okay. Because he could be like a Surgeon General
Yeah,
or
that's the
something.
point. I have people who are
I
heroes.
think we need
and-
another category.
Which one?
Money.
Yeah, but position does money.
No.
It usually
I think
will
they
take care of
should
money.
be separate.
Position
Like
and money?
if somebody's a millionaire, they should get more points than somebody, who's like a lawyer.
Yeah, that is...
Which somebody can make 200,000, but if you make $1 million, you got higher points.
But
Because you're set then.
I...
He's got his own jet.
it makes a secure. It's a
All right.
women have a security thing.
And yes,
money's
and
important.
I gave that some consideration, and I do agree. Like that wouldn't be in the male or the female category because
Right, you
guys
said
aren't
what's
quite as
important to
right.
you.
Right, absolutely. And I did give it some. I did give it some consideration, but I figured that the position and the money went hand in hand. For instance, if you were the CEO of a corporation, if you were David Geffen and straight, you'd have a 10 in your position and you'd be filthy rich. If you were Mel Gibson, you'd have a 10 because you're a movie star, but you would be filthy rich. If you were a doctor or a lawyer, you'd also have money. Now, once in a while, there's these weird sultans and things like that, but there's not enough of them to really factor in. I figured position would also cover income.
Okay, is that anybody who makes over what? 100,000? At least 6 figures?
If you have a position rating of 8, a 9, or a 10, you're making good dig.
What's good dig?
A couple hundred, at least a
Okay,
couple
good.
hundred a
All
year.
right, good.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, but a valid point, Ann, and it was considered. So, Drew gets an 8.5 on the looks. His personality's been, been some upgrading here, Drew. No. I gave you a 7 on the personality, then it went to a 9. I give him an 8.5 on the personality, too. He's not always the funnest guy to be around. Sense of humor, I'm giving him a 4. In position in life, I'm giving him a 9. So 8.5 and 8.5 is 17, plus the 4 for sense of humor is 21, plus, hold on, Inch. I'm doing this for the listeners. Where was I? 29, I got to start over. 21, then... what do you got, a 30 overall? And 4 goes into 30, 7.5. All right, Drew gets a 7.5. Woo! See, the sense of humor really hurts you.
Yeah.
That's what killed you. Chicks love his sense of humor. I think that'll be my only salvation, actually. All right, Dr. Drew gets a 7.5. Pretty solid stuff, Drew. I think you should be happy with that. All right, when we come back, I'll figure mine out. Although 4 goes into 40 how many times? Okay. Yes, it is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew being a 7.5. That would be his number.
See, I think you should have given me a 6 on the sense of humor. That would bring me up in the 8, 8.25 range.
Yeah, I didn't see a 6 for a sense of humor, though, Drew.
5? That still wouldn't be.
I want to give you a 5 just for being able to laugh at what is good humor. Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking about myself. But, I mean, Drew likes Woody Allen. He likes Albert Brooks. And he likes, he's...
Three Stooges.
The Three Stooges. No, he's not watching a lot of this junk that people watch and think is, these godforsaken Jim Carrey movies and laughing is a little took us off. He may not be able to compose a joke himself, but he understands humor. But you have such a lack of ability to compose your own humor that you really don't get any higher than 5.
Right.
Just laughing at what Woody Allen says does not get you a 5 or 6.
I take away from that category. I suck numbers out of that category, actually.
Right, you actually sucked into the personality profile there.
All right, now we get to do Adam. Ann, I want your help. You in there? What are we going to give Adam for looks?
Must be
I don't know how to
catalog
do
day.
looks things.
Oh, come on. I can. I'm a guy. I can size up another guy.
What would you say?
Relax over there. Drew, come on.
right,
Write a number down there.
8?
I'm like a chameleon,
7.5, 8?
Well, I don't think it's fair to be judged because I wear gym trunks and the Tijuana loafers in here every night, but I can clean up okay.
Yeah, he cleans up well.
All right, we'll give him an 8.
All right. I think that's...
Is it too high? 7.5? 7.5?
Oh, come on. I got to have an 8.
Well, all right, 8.
Oh, no, don't let me influence you. Sherry, Elisa...
Personality, Adam can be a little bit difficult sometimes. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, I don't expect much in the personality. I really don't.
7.5?
No.
7?
No.
6?
No.
We'll give him points on the whatever.
Yeah, but at least he's
Ann's mad because we're arguing about the Iowa paper today, and I had an attitude.
He's compassionate. But once you told me you didn't care about other people, that sent a chill.
He's extremely closed off.
Yeah, but let's not just talk about social personality here.
That is included in personality.
Obviously, it's included, but let's not just say your personality is how people perceive you around the office.
Part of
what is it, how you are at home when you're alone?
That and you argued against that. I was saying that.
Shh. Quiet, all you a-holes. Mike, shut everyone's mic off.
There's that personality.
Hey,
all right, please. What I'm saying is personality is not only how you interact with others and how other people perceive you, but how, let's say, you would treat a child, you would treat a pet, you would treat a family member.
All right, so what were you saying? Was it 4?
Insights, psychological things like
5.
that.
Oh, he gets higher than that.
Yeah, but see, you're just giving me a 5 because I'm antisocial, but I'm a Catholic big brother. Come on. I dragged around that little creep for 4 years. That's got to be worth something.
Make it 6. We'll give him a point for Nate.
6.5. All right, sense of humor, can we give him a 10 for that?
What about all the psychological insight?
You got a 10. You got a 10 sense of humor.
There's your
position.
Right
Position.
Come on, position, Drew.
7.5?
I got the same crap you got going, minus the education.
And the doctor and all that.
7.5.
I know, but he's just a doctor on the radio. I'm a radio host, you see.
7.5.
Am I right? You know what I'm talking about,
there we go.
7.5 on position. I give you a 9 on position. Come on, I should get an 8. I should get an 8. Come on. People recognize me at the market.
All right,
I should get an 8 for that. Some van driver said something to me today when I was over in the Sony studios. Come on, it's got to be an 8. All right, add those up, Drew.
6, 32.5.
8.
Ooh, you ranked up high.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
What did I end up with?
4, like an 8.
I didn't get an 8.
Yeah.
I got an 8.0 on the looks. I got a 6.5 on the personality.
6.5. That's 24.5 plus another 8. That's 32.5 divided by that by 4.
Ooh, I think we're on to something there.
You're an 8?
Well, 8. I'm actually at 8.25.
And what's Drew?
7.5.
No way.
Yes.
That's wrong.
Yes, you cannot argue with the numbers.
That's wrong. I told you, Drew. Why'd you give him all his personality points?
The pad has spoken, ladies. Now you want me more.
Now, prove his theory.
Now, math mandates that you have sex with me before you have sex with Drew. Do you understand that? There's a mathematical equation that forces you to enjoy me more than Drew as a man. Oh, thank God. Thank God I worked out a system, an unbiased system.
Yes, a bias system where you lobby for the points that you get. You argue over your rankings.
Well, 6
That makes
points.
it totally
All right. I would be willing to lower my personality to a 6. But, Ann, it's not just all about interaction. I know I'm a grump in here, but I'm a decent guy, and I have insights, and I have
position at a 7.5 where it should be, or 7.
Well, my position could be an 8 if your position is a 9. I mean, you have the education, you have the doctor thing, but I'm almost
He
a celebrity.
saves lives every day.
All right.
You know, he'd love you to believe that. He really would. But really,
And
what
what
he
do
does
you
is he prescribes drugs. I nap and masturbate.
Yeah,
but
okay,
that's
so
part
he
of
gets
my
more
charm.
points.
He is getting more points.
All right, let's go.
Not enough.
This is a fascinating
All right,
discussion.
and don't make me work out your numbers in this mood. Nita.
Hi.
Hi, you're 33.
Yes, I am. And I think you guys both scored 10 with me.
That's what I like.
That's not my question, though. My husband was just diagnosed with hepatitis C, and evidently he's had it for 20 years.
Right.
He just turned 40 a couple of days ago,
Okay.
and I'm wondering what the long-term prognosis is, and I'm wondering if I can get it.
You can absolutely get it. You need to be tested as well. Did he get it from a transfusion, or was he a drug addict?
He got a blood transfusion at 20.
Yeah. And this is a story I've been talking about for many, many years. I knew the press would get a hold of it eventually, but hepatitis C is sort of the next AIDS, basically. It's a virus that's transmitted in virtually the same way as the AIDS virus. It behaves a lot like the AIDS virus. It's a retrovirus, and it causes a chronic inflammation of the liver in probably 2/3 of people that are exposed to it. And of those people that get chronic hepatitis, a majority, in fact, get cirrhosis over decades. And some of those may get liver cancer. There are now good treatments available. There's interferon, and they sometimes combine that with a medication called ribavirin.
What else do they use interferon for?
Interferon, hairy cell leukemia, and other. It's an immunomodulatory drug.
And ladies, let's not forget about my ability to work with wood. I could put an addition onto the house. That's got to be
That's
worth
true.
something. That
A
is something.
handyman is very, very important.
Oh, baby, I'll put a bay window in. You just blink your eyes.
Really?
Oh, yes. Very handy. When I strap the bags on, look out.
Nita.
Sorry, Nita.
My other question was he's been exposed. He's a woodworker, and so he's been exposed to chemicals for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And can this make the disease progress fast?
What kind of work's he doing? In a shop?
Excuse me?
Cabinet shop?
Yes.
And he's working with like MDF and particle board and that kind of stuff? Yeah, stuff's got like formaldehyde in it.
Formaldehyde, benzenes or anything like that, toluene?
It's just bad stuff. All that composite, all that plywood, MDF, particle board.
I don't know for sure the answer to that. I've not encountered those sorts of things as a significant issue in this setting. But the real important thing to understand is that he needs to see a liver specialist and he needs to get on treatment. And you need to get checked.
Steve, you're 14.
Hey.
Hey, you're on Loveline, Spunky.
What's up?
Hey, nothing, Holmes. What's shaking?
Nothing. Okay, I got this girlfriend, right? And she's 16, and I'm 14, and she's like kind of skanky, and she does a lot of guys. But, I mean, and she says that if I don't do her, then she's like going to either find somebody else or break up with me or just have to go to somebody else and do her.
Sure.
You're better off staying away.
Well, woman's got to be done.
But, I mean, she's like really nice, and she's like really like...
She's not really
She
nice.
sounds delightful.
Yeah.
I mean...
Did you meet her when your exclusive boys' school had a mixer with her finishing school?
No.
No.
No, my friend introduced me to her.
Your friend did.
Stay away, Steve. She may seem nice, but these are not nice things.
Well, what have you done with her physically, Steve?
Just like, you know, made out and just felt places and...
Gushy places?
What?
Gushy places?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't get into the gush phase of life until I was like 17.
That's okay.
Yeah. No, it's okay for you, but it hurts like hell for me. So, Steve.
Yeah.
Do you want to have sex with her?
It's not that I don't, but it's just that I'm just...
You're a little nervous?
I'm nervous. Not that I'm... Well, I am nervous.
No, you're a little nervous because she's older and she's been with other guys and you're a little bit young and you're not sure if you're going to stack up.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, you may be in a little over your head on this one, Steve. And it says to me that this may not be the one you're going to marry because you referred to her as skanky. There's a tip, ladies. When the young boyfriend refers to you as his skanky other, that's a bad sign. When you're described as skanky, it may mean that the bond is not fully formed yet. Yeah, my girlfriend, she's 16, she's real nice, she's kind of skanky. Scary. Heather.
Yes.
You're 23.
Yes, I am.
What's going on?
Well, I've been getting into these really bad relationships with guys, abusive, and I don't trust them. And my friend turned me on to this book. It's called Love is a Choice. And I've been reading it, and I've been realizing that the way that I've been is because of how I was brought up.
Of course. Have you ever heard the show?
It's really hard for me to trust the guy that I'm with right now. It's just, we've been dating for 1.5 years, and I don't trust him.
He must be a very nice guy. He must be, because you're looking for a reason to sabotage it. You'd rather be back in the abusive relationship. That's a more comfortable place for you because that's what happened in your family.
You want to gamble, Drew?
Let's just go straight out. Dad was an alcoholic?
I'm sorry?
Was Dad an alcoholic?
No, he was not. He was sexually abusive.
Oh, jeez, I could have scored.
You could have.
Oh, he was going with the alcoholism, and I was going with the abuse.
Well, see, I don't know.
Damn you, Drew.
I was sexually abused as a child, and when I tried to tell my mother, she didn't believe me.
Yeah.
And how could I dare, take the name of our family and drag it in the mud? And
what is that with the whole, this is it's a lot like when I was trying to return that Bloody Mary the other day, and I was saying to the woman behind the counter, "Hey, this is bad. Could I please have my money back?"
No, it isn't. Yeah.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's like, hey, your 9-year-old girl says, "Hey, Daddy's been on top of me." No, he hasn't.
They don't want to believe it.
It's so painful. It's
obviously,
yeah.
but I mean,
they don't want to believe it. And I've been through counseling for this, but I cannot trust. And it's so hard for me.
I'm not sure it's not even. Yeah,
and I don't know what.
If you do trust this guy, then you're opening yourself up to good feelings about someone and a real connection where also puts you in touch with those terrible feelings when you were violated.
And you're 23. I mean, Drew, come on, admit it. When you were 23, you didn't have any clue about a relationship, did you?
No.
And you're Drew. I mean, although you only did get a 7.5, and I got an 8.25, a full 75/100ths of a point.
Oof, I'm just smoked.
Higher than you, so really you should reserve comment. But, no, I mean, even a guy like Drew, who's relatively sane, who wasn't on the weed or anything, who'd had a couple relationships and everything, he didn't know what the hell he was doing at 23.
Right.
And forget about me. I was in a mess. So don't do that. Well, and we weren't molested. Were you molested, Drew? No. We weren't molested. So you were molested, and you're saying, I'm 23, I can't get a handle on relationships. What's wrong with me? I've been to counseling. Give it a little more time. Don't be so hard on yourself. Stick with the counseling. All right, I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew, or as we know him, Dr. 7.5 and the big A, sir, with the big 825er. Yeah. 8125? I thought it was a quarter.
Oh, no, he's right. 125.
That's 125? Uh-oh. Make it lower to score there for stupidity. Well, wait a minute. What was my...
That's right. It was the 32.4.
Oh, it was 32.4?
Yeah.
We're talking about my... No.
It was a point...
Add that up. Add my score up again there. Would you please?
32.5. 32.5.
Oh, 32.5.
So it's 1.25.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, Engineer Mike is correct. We'll give him half a point on his math skills, which I guess would fall under the personality or intellect category. April.
Hello.
Hey, you're 16.
Yeah.
What would your number be? I want to find out if I can date you or not.
I don't know, honestly.
Well, I really can't go lower than a 7.5.
Now, didn't you say that... Now, wait a minute. Didn't you say you're supposed to try to date a little bit higher than your number?
Well, the deal is if you date higher than your number, then you're doing better. And if you date lower than your number, you're doing worse. But if you date too much higher than your number, you're going to be in for a disappointment because you're going to get dumped.
But the dating, that means in every relationship, somebody's a winner and somebody's a loser.
That's right.
Unless the
Absolutely.
numbers match perfectly.
Well, look at it this way. It's like a job. You have a job. If you're getting paid more than what you're worth, your boss is getting screwed. If you're getting paid less, you're getting screwed. And if you're getting paid just what you're worth, then everyone's happy. And it's going to be a long and fruitful employment.
All right, let's talk.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same with this.
All right.
You'd like to go a little higher. You certainly don't want to dip down
by the
too
way,
much.
People's numbers change through life.
Oh, certainly.
This I think is the true fault of this thing is that somebody can have a low number, and these things are relatively superficial, and yet have a real connection with another person. That their personalities on a psychological level connect.
Right. Well,
and
this
they
is
both
why
end up with high numbers, or one with a higher or lower.
This is why these captains of industries and these studio heads and these celebrities dump their wives later on in life because their number keeps going higher.
Here you go.
And the woman starts to go down
Here's
lower,
where you're
and they
wrong.
decide to go get another number. I'm not wrong.
No,
This is exactly what they do.
It's because but it is because people base their relationships on things like these measurements, these numbers, and not on the real connections between the people.
I'm not here
Drew.
Drew.
Just listen. I knew there was a problem with this theory. I've just figured out what it is. That you really don't have the interpersonal connection factored into this, and the psychological mix that makes for a passionate relationship. You're talking about the superficial elements that people use to determine whether or not they're going to they're going to have a similar sort of station in life,
right,
and be satisfied with each other. And if people use that as their sole way of deciding a connection, they're going to be very unhappy as they go through life because everybody's number changes. Everybody's looks thing changed by definition.
You just PO'd because you got a lower number, aren't you, Drew?
I'm pissed at you. I am.
No, you're absolutely right. But this is what happens in our society.
I know.
I'm not here to repair society.
No, I know.
Merely here to comment on it, Drew. And this is why guys dump their wives when they're successful. When they're unsuccessful, they stay with their wives because their number stays low too. A 50-year-old guy who's making $20,000 a year and living in some crappy house in the valley, his number ain't up. But this is why when a guy hits celebrity, he dumps his wife. This is why what's his name, Billy Joe Thornton, when Sling Blade became popular, he was done with his wife because his number was going up through the roof, and meanwhile she was getting older. This is what happens.
But
this is why every
relationship
successful actor.
How does her position rank? What happens to her position?
If she stops her career to stay at home, does that mean she?
Well, career isn't a big
position.
No, there's no position with women. It's body, face, personality, and upkeep.
Somebody just faxed me a note saying what a bitch I was, a guy, because I mentioned money.
Right.
That being important, but never mentioned anything about what you're saying is important.
Well, that was the
Isn't
guy.
Isn't that funny? Yeah, it's so...
I'm saying
idiot.
A man does not necessarily care that much about how much money a woman is raking in.
Some guys do. Some guys do.
I don't trust those guys.
Or they think their wife is boring because she's not out there.
I think that would be a position score for women too. Because a great mother should create all kinds of points.
Okay. Is your wife listening? Listen, it doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt a woman's score to quit her job and stay with the kids. That will not affect her score.
All right, let's go.
It may even help it.
Yes.
Okay, where were we? April.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, my problem is this. I had a crush on this guy for about a year, but within the last, I guess, couple months, I've been really feeling like I've been in love with him, and he's got a girlfriend, and yesterday he showed me an engagement ring that he bought for her, and I'm like,
Were you actually dating the guy?
Huh?
Have you dated the guy?
No.
She just loved him.
So
but you wish she was putting that ring on your finger, don't you?
Yeah.
Well,
they say 2 months' salary.
Why do you think young ladies are attracted to older guys so much? What is that?
I don't know.
It's just this guy, you think, or is it he's an older guy?
Yeah, he's older. He's like 8 years older than I am.
But what is it about him?
Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
What is it about him?
I don't know. He's a lot like my dad, I think.
That's honest enough. I mean, that's what I think it all is about.
What?
She said it's a lot like her dad. I think that's where the older guy thing comes from.
I figured out how my family was, and I want to date the antithesis. I want a, let's see, my mom is white, about 5'9". I want to marry a black midget. Is your dad alive?
Yes, he is.
You get along with him, or?
Yeah,
No?
I do.
But this is akin to what you did, Adam, with your first relationship, when you dumped all the stuff about your mom onto that relationship. She's doing the same thing with her guy.
Okay, so April.
Yeah.
What's up? You're not interested in guys at school, for instance?
No, not really.
Why?
True. She couldn't hear you when you were
Why is
talking
that?
into the
All
mic.
right, all right. Why is that?
I don't know. I just always been attracted to older guys.
Have you had relationships with older guys?
No. I haven't had any relationships, really.
Mm-hmm. So basically what you're doing is you're picking somebody that you really don't, that you're not going to have a relationship with, and therefore not having relationships.
Yeah.
It's like my, my spokesmodel policy. Seriously, though, when I was like 18, 19, 20, I would only date models. And therefore, Drew asked me how much dating I did at 18, 19, and 20.
How many dates did you?
None. I didn't have any because I had the model policy in place. You see what I'm saying, April?
Mm-hmm.
My number was much lower back then, Drew. I didn't have the butt hair I got going now.
7.5.
Not that low, please. Surely a jest. All right, so April, the point is this is a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of concentrating on the older guys, concentrate on what makes you want to date the older guys and see if you can't, participate. I think it's a form of denial. You're 16, go out with a 16 or 17-year-old from high school and participate.
And see how you feel when you really have an actual person you're in a relationship with. It's going to be a very different experience than these crushes and infatuations.
All right. We done, Drew?
Yeah.
We'll go to break. Oh, I guarantee it will happen.
I look forward to that day. I really do.
I guarantee
God
it.
bless you.
Everyone in Hollywood, here's the
You'll
deal.
go from 8.125 to a 9. It'll be incredible.
I swear to God, you guys are all witnesses. Start kissing ass now. It is your only hope, you Hollywood idiots. Get in line and start kissing ass now. And pray for leniency as the years wear on. Rob, I don't say things I don't mean.
I know that.
I'm so tired of this damn town. All right. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew, or as I'm affectionately known by here at the studio, Adam 8.125.
You're gay.
And Dr. 7.5. What the hell's going on over there? Sherry's disgusted with the whole thing, aren't you, Sherry? She has had a puss on the entire time. I can always gauge a show by Sherry because I can see her. You can't see her from where you are. When I was talking to her about how the women's looks category was broken up into face and body, she was appalled. Although she's got nothing to hide. Nothing to be ashamed of, Sherry. Oh, you do just fine. You missed what you done there, Drew. All right. So remember, we're going to have one of them Nevada madams on next Sunday, which I guarantee it will be because I will have plenty of questions prepared for her. Maybe prepared is not the right word, but I will think them up as I'm going along. So I'd like to thank the beautiful Lisa, the lovely Sherry, and of course the angular one, producer Ann, who rubs her feminine stink all over the show, and it would be nothing without her. And she gets my vote for fill-in host while I'm on vacation. And of course, the wily one, the rangy one, the one nut wonder, Engineer Mike. So until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed herein are certainly opinions, that's for sure. If you'd like a written transcript of today's program, you probably should have written it down yourself. And if you did, we'd like a copy. Loveline producer Ann Wilkins.